So what you're saying is you're trying to excuse the fact that your ex is a serial killer. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Flash. We're now into episode 11, which is called Resurrection. That is a very ominous title in a show like this, especially since we have been seeing things like Chester's deceased father returning through the flames of grief just a few episodes ago. So yes, the last thing that we saw in The Flash where we ended was that Iris is struggling with this time sickness, and unfortunately it got so bad in the last episode that she accidentally somehow removed this new Meta's what's her name again? I can't remember her name anyways. She accidentally removed this new young Meta's mom from, I don't know, the timeline, we have to assume. So she didn't mean to do it, but obviously the repercussions of that are going to be very keenly felt, and we have to figure out a way to fix it for obvious reasons. And back in Central City, there was the whole situation with Frost having to learn to be a little less reckless when it comes to trying to save people in Team Flash or people around her. And of course, they're still trying to figure out what is going on with this sentient fire meta, which they can't quite figure out where it's coming from or how it's being controlled, but they have at least figured out that it does need a power source, and that power source is cold fusion. So that's kind of where we're at. Not sure where we're going to go with this episode, so we're going to jump in. But before we do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. And if you're not sure what we do here, I do reactions, obviously. I do The Flash as well as many other shows that have to do with superheroes, mainly Marvel. But this is one of the CW shows that I am still reacting to. But yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, please go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button, join the fam. And if you have been here before, thank you so much for coming back. The same goes for you. Join the fam if you haven't already, and it's great to see you again. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right about now.
Yeah, I don't know anything about a sig. I was hoping that you could fix that.
You?
Yes,
No.
of course.
That looks infected.
How's it look, Doc?
It's not so bad.
Were you looking at his arm at all?
Official second-degree burn. I mean, working inside it. Sorry. It
Why are you making this awkward?
Wake up every...
Instead of Legos, I'm using concrete and steel.
I used to love those things when I was a little girl.
Oh, look at you trying to find common ground.
Thank you. Dr. Snow?
It's Caitlin.
For you. If I don't like you though, Killer Frost.
Come back anytime.
Are you hoping that I'll hurt myself again? Masochist.
Taylor, I don't understand.
Home without you. You save us.
How? Tell me how to save you.
Ma'am, did we not just establish barely 2 episodes ago that this thing just lies to you about your loved ones? Or maybe you weren't there. Or maybe you just weren't paying attention. No, actually it was Snow that was there, wasn't it? Yeah. I guess she didn't read the cliff notes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What did I do? What happened to my mom? No. Just tell me what happened! Okay,
Yeah. Maybe stop yelling at her or you'll all blink out of existence, okay?
You're lying to me. She attacked my mom. Tanya, I'm so sorry.
Attacked? Really? Well, maybe not. Oh no. Yeah, y'all better leave. I think y'all should go.
No.
Yeah, do you want to... actually, maybe she's hoping that Iris will send her where her mama is.
And figure out what this fire wants. It wants me.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that because I just saw it.
Oh, why?
It's like, didn't it want Frost last week and the week before that, Chester?
O'Shaughnessy, the night Frost and I went on our double date. And I recognized them as well. Oh.
Caitlin, are you the killer?
Okay, we're panelists on an applied sciences lecture.
Caitlin is the killer. New Frost powers that she blacks out and uses.
Pressure from when the horizons merged broke down his biological matter into pure thermodynamic energy.
That's a lot of maybes.
But it still doesn't explain why the fire's been killing people, why it tortured Chester.
Yeah, are you saying that Ronnie's a psychotic killer?
The same process gave him an overwhelming attraction to the same hormone. So he's been eating people.
So what you're saying is you're trying to excuse the fact that your ex is a serial killer.
He needs it. I think if we can use it to make Ronnie human again, his mind will regain control and the killings will stop.
And then does he go to jail? Because he just killed a bunch of people.
Ronnie's just trying to help us help him come home.
How did you come up with this entire theory that's like happened this morning? Like, she works fast. That's all I'm saying. Wow, nothing to say, Barry? No objections about any of this? And again, can we talk about the fact that he's still a killer? How are we going to do it? If you bring him into materialness, yes, he stops, but are you going to send him to jail? No?
Make sure we're doing the right thing.
Saving my husband is the right thing.
Husband. Don't you have a boyfriend you just went on a wine tour with last week?
What is it?
Marcus.
Yeah. Remember him?
What are you going to tell him?
I'm bringing back my dead husband because clearly you're not cutting it. Or something in that general vein.
For your safety, I think we should stop seeing each other. Just
For his sake. Not because, you know, I was using you as a filler.
Please, I'm not an idiot.
Right?
There's no more us.
Yeah.
And I've been broken up with before. It's just never due to resurrection. Yeah, that's
You know what I
it's a
mean?
new one. But it's your decision, I guess.
Yeah, no, you should run screaming. She's clearly not over her ex. Or whatever you want to call Ronnie. And you should never play second fiddle to anyone.
But those roots, they need to be cared for, tended, like any plant. Or your heart will break before it even has a chance to grow.
Well, see, hers is just a big block of ice, so you don't have to worry about it.
We save Ronnie. We can chuck that times sphere in the trash.
Whoa, we don't throw anything out. This is why we get into trouble season after season.
So what? We just let her go through with this?
I mean, you can't really stop her.
What if it was Iris, and there was some dangerous experiment that would cure her time sickness?
You would do it. Let's be real. That's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, as much as I know Barry had something to say, he can't really say anything because he would do anything for Iris, including let the whole world burn. So, Savitar, anyone?
Free, 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 free.
Shouldn't you be building things, sir? Why are you live streaming?
Like, did you know that Wookiee Lover 77 built an entire fleet of drones based on my last AI algorithm? And now those same drones...
You're not understanding, Chester. Some of this stuff is dangerous.
I'm pretty sure supervillains have better things to do than watch my broadcast.
Really? That's your
Worse things.
logic.
But that goes against the whole purpose of scientific discovery.
This is a bit of a moral gray area. They're both right.
Who knows what kind of innovation will make the world a better place?
Chester, you're assuming everyone's as pure-hearted as you.
Inspired.
All knowledge shouldn't always be so readily available.
Not everyone is responsible.
It's a part of life, and it's finite.
Well, you see, the thing is, it's actually not finite in the world of DC or any comic. People be coming back all the time. We haven't even gotten into the multiverse. Oh, and we have. Then we killed it in this show, but you know what I mean. Good conversation. But yeah, it's actually a pretty interesting moral question because they both have points. I do think that knowledge should be openly spread. I do think that, you know, hoarded knowledge has caused a lot of issues in the world in the past, but I also think that you need to be responsible the same way you don't let a child run around with like a sharp knife. You just don't put certain things in the hands of people who don't understand the full ramifications of it, especially if they're just curious, or if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, then you know what happens when you're desperate to bring somebody back to life. Oh God, now what? Who's after Cecile now? Okay, Cecile, don't you have your weird Technicolor eye thing you can do to make this stop?
Barry, I don't think that Ronnie wants to be brought back.
He wants to die.
I think that he wants to die.
Caitlin, I want to hear that though.
Ronnie doesn't want to be brought back. He asked me to save him.
Yeah, release is saving some people sometimes, especially if people are in constant pain.
Caitlin, it's like Ronnie is in hell. And
Constant anguish.
believe that I'm connected to it because I'm its wife. Why can't you understand that? I mean,
Okay, Bride of Frankenstein, why don't you step into the flames next time so you can be together forever?
And it all came crashing down in the end because I refused to see the warning signs. Because I didn't listen to my friends or my family.
He's got a valid point. This is different, but valid points.
The past.
I thought family was supposed to have your back no matter what.
I knew the guilt trip was coming.
God knows we've all fallen in line for you and Iris on more than one occasion.
Oh, and then we get the snark. Back to back. Knew the real Frost was going to come out soon enough.
I haven't been up this early since Cisco made me wait in line for the new Call of Duty.
Cisco! I miss him more than Ronnie.
We're like two atoms sharing a strong covalent bond.
I cannot, I think I've seen at least 5 shows that have used the term covalent bond. Just randomly. Did she call Barry? Oh yeah, she lost her phone. But you're rich enough to get another one. Call Barry!
So what happened to Tina's mom? I didn't mean to.
I know.
But this is why you should have stayed in the apartment.
Tanya, you don't want to do this.
You know she can go like
I do.
completely invisible. Yeah, that's why you can't fight her.
Exactly what I'll do to you if you ever try to find me again.
Well, that went well. That's why you should have called Barry. Which I don't understand why you didn't call Barry. Because you should have called Barry.
You're gonna use the cold fusion sphere to trap it.
And then Ronnie's pain. Once and for all.
Yeah, I think you need to talk to Caitlin about that. Because I feel like she's going to interfere. So many things going wrong this episode.
We're sure this is what Ronnie wants.
We actually don't know. Either way. I mean, why is Cecile the final say? I mean, just because she feels anguish. I mean, it sounds reasonable, but we don't know.
But it feels like it's what the Ronnie we knew wants.
So she's like, I really don't care either way. My boyfriend's still okay, so.
She should hear it from me.
Yeah, and if worse comes to worse, you can just freeze her in place. Oh, this is so Canada. It's giving me flashbacks. Wait, why are you trying to push through a snowbank? Maybe that's why you're not moving anywhere.
I suppose you had big plans.
Great minds.
My answer is yes, by the way.
So is mine.
I mean, a mutual proposal ain't bad. Very progressive.
Sure, Barry's family, but your blood. And I will always have your back.
I had a feeling. So when everyone dies.
Right? Kids swore they heard a voice.
Oh, great. So now you're going to kill all these poor campers because you want to have your man back. Selfish. Somebody hungry?
We just win.
Since when the wind growl? Wind rustles, it howls, but it don't growl. Hey! He's like, I got a ghost story too. Everybody ready? Can y'all run? Y'all sitting here, let's take a look at it. Notice ain't no black people in that crowd because they long gone.
It's not a thing, it's my husband.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
Then let her, honestly. Sorry. Y'all know how I feel about Caitlin, honestly. I'm really not fazed either way.
It's you. It's really you.
Sucks her face off. Yeah, I'm with Barry. I don't trust it. Something ain't right. And can we still revisit the fact that he's a killer? Okay. Just brought him back to Star Labs like that, huh? I put him in the pipeline. I'm sorry. I ain't leaving him out till I know what's going on.
Occasional irregularity in his amygdala function that I haven't quite figured out, but
You mean the devil?
There's been zero sign of our angry inferno anywhere. Not one flicker.
Yo, it's been a day.
He was right.
You celebrate
He's human again.
too much.
No more-
Sorry.
I wouldn't apologize yet. I would
I
wait.
was wrong the whole time.
I would wait.
Okay, you were just trying.
We brought one of our family members back here.
Can you look for your wife, Barry? Who cares about this? Let's move on.
For what it's worth, I'm so sorry.
Oh, really?
I don't know, my powers, they've never been so off
They're not.
before.
They're not.
Barry? It's
So you couldn't find a phone between Coast City and here? Okay. Sure.
Where's Iris?
Don't
I
know.
don't know. Barry, did you hear what I said? Iris is gone.
He's like, yes. I'm just trying to figure out how I can run back in time and make it not happen.
Check your...
Oh, is he out maybe, I don't know, killing people? Y'all really need to check the lights in Star Labs because y'all be having all kinds of issues flickering and cracking and sparkling all the time. Oh, it's leading you down a path of darkness. Come on, Caitlin.
Thanks to this,
And I'm going to kill everything. And it's going to be your fault.
you'd understand.
Something's wrong.
You think?
Go back to the map.
Because I'm not Ronnie.
Where's my husband?
He's dead.
Yeah.
His death gave me life. Now I'm something greater. Something beyond.
I need the Oprah shrug gif right now. Now he's gonna go out and hurt people. Oh my God, it's Satan. I should have known she would marry Satan. You silly bint. So that was the resurrection episode, and look, I'm sorry. Let me calm down. You know that Caitlin has never been a favorite character of mine. However, I can understand where she was coming from in this episode. Many of us, if we thought we had the opportunity to bring back someone we loved and cared about from the past who passed away, we would take it, right? That's how many movies, TV shows, poems, everything are all about, listen, if I had one superpower, it'd be to bring back people that we care about, right? It's the most devastating thing in the world to lose someone you love, especially when you lose them suddenly or before, you have any type of mentality to even think that it could happen. I mean, Ronnie, young man in his prime, literally on his wedding day. Understandable why Caitlin was desperate to get him back. Understandable that there's been a part of her that has been always secretly hoping there was a way he could come back. So it's not like I don't understand why Caitlin was so stubborn about this and why she was unwilling to listen to anyone about it. However, as usual, you'd think after 8-9 years of Team Flash that we would get to a point where we'd understand that when Team Flash comes together and tells you something, you need to listen. They warned her, this doesn't sound right, there's something off about this. And of all people, Cecile who can actually connect with emotions, true emotions, if she's telling you that something was off here and that something isn't right, that's where you have to stop and really be like, oh, because I understand her ignoring Barry and ignoring everybody else who didn't really know Ronnie, but Cecile is a valid reason for why she would bring up that concern, and she has an actual, in the meta world, she's got a valid claim if she says that something didn't feel right. But again, understandable. Most of us, if we were in Caitlin's shoes, would probably just do this and just, if we think we've got the chance to get our loved one back, we're going to do it, especially if we can find a justifiable reason to go past our logic, right? Which in her mind, she's thinking, oh, he's suffering. And that's why it's happening. It's because he's suffering, because he wants to get back to me so badly. Of course, that's going to, override any kind of logical explanation she might be hearing. So even though I was a little bit harsh on her in the episode, I do understand. It's not like I don't understand. It's just, like I said, 8 years in, it's a bit annoying to see anyone in Team Flash making such a silly mistake. But I do know, like they said, if it was Iris and this was Barry, we'd probably go through this exact same thing all over again, because that's how he feels about Iris. That's the love of his life. So he's going to do whatever he thinks he needs to save her, which kind of dovetails into Iris, but we're going to talk about her in a minute. But yeah, so with this, unsurprisingly, obviously the show dropped major anvils that this was not going to be a straight across situation. I don't know what Robbie Amel's situation is as far as, wanting to be back on the show. I feel like he's not planning on coming back as a regular, but I don't know. But yeah, I feel like this, it doesn't make any sense. Again, 8 years later, Caitlin needs to move on. She should not be the exact same person she was 8 years ago, in the sense of who she was when she was even with Ronnie. So a lot of things there we could delve into. I'm not going to, though, because that was always such a side situation in this show. But as we saw, unfortunately, this thing is now in a body, which apparently is even more powerful than it was when he was just this flame. My guess is he probably no longer needs to feed on cold fusion anymore, but he probably will continue to feed on innocent people, and now Caitlin gets to deal with that. So I'm pretty sure in the upcoming episodes we're going to have to figure out a way to trap it again, and now that the cold fusion or converted thing, plastic ball thing, is now destroyed, Team Flash is going to come up with a completely different solution, and yeah, Caitlin can live with that, I guess. But hey, I'm not going to come down too hard. It's going to suck enough that she really thought she got her man back, just to find out that once again, he's not there. I feel like he must be in there somewhere, though, because this thing, they said it could only build the body based on some of Ronnie's DNA still being in there. So I think there is still remnants of Ronnie. And this thing said that the only way it can exist is because of Ronnie's death. So I don't know, maybe they still can bring Robbie back, and that actually bringing him back will be the way to kill this thing. But we're not going to know, because again, Robbie's life is what stopped the singularity from sucking up everything, right? So there's a lot of possible things that could go wrong here, a domino effect of chaos that could end up happening, but I'm sure Team Flash will figure it out in the upcoming episodes. And then yes, outside of that, we had Iris. Very little on her actually this episode, but sadly she's out of control with this time sickness, and I understand where the girl was coming from, the teenager. It's rough. She has no idea what happened. She went through all this work to get her mom back, had her back for only a few minutes, and then Iris accidentally made her go bye-bye. Understandable that she thinks that Iris somehow scammed her, especially since, bless her, what's her name? Oh God, why are the names just slipping out of my head? But yeah, since she was kind of shooed away when things were getting to the worst of it, I understand her coming back and just deciding like, no, like Iris must know where my mom is, and I gotta keep her or stay near her to get my mom back. Like, I'm not mad at her at all. Like, I think, what's her name? Tinia? I can't believe I completely forgot her name. Starts with a T anyway. But I understand where she's coming from. At this point, Iris is her best shot of getting her mom back. And, you know, Iris trying to disappear and leave her alone doesn't make any sense. So whatever she did to Iris, I don't know if she absorbed her or put her into another dimension or what, but maybe it's for the best actually right now. Because if Iris can't control this time sickness and for some reason the still force hasn't shown up at all, it's probably best that Iris is not like tangible at the moment. But obviously we don't know where she is and what's going on. So Barry's going to have to get into this. Very upset that Barry was so late to this party. I understand that, I mean, she did try to call Barry and then the phone disappeared, but like, you expect me to believe that this woman who literally is a billionaire couldn't get a phone like this in her own hotel? Like, there's another phone. Like, yeah, sometimes the show makes mistakes that make me go, really, show, did we not think this through? Like, this is, all right. But anyhow, the fact that she had to go all the way back to Central City to tell Barry about this rather than let him come back and actually search Coast City for where this teenager who might have absorbed his wife might be seems a little weird. But anyways, here we are. And as we saw at the end of the episode, Barry is clearly not okay. This is going to be an interesting conundrum in the next couple of episodes, I think, because Barry obviously is going to still have to deal with whatever the heck is going on with that demon that's in Ronnie's body. But there's also the fact that his wife is missing, and that is absolutely tantamount as well. We'll have to see what happens in the upcoming episodes, but it's definitely putting a lot of pressure on poor Barry, and we're going to have to see how he handles it, or if maybe he's going to have to leave Team Flash to deal with one thing while he deals with the Iris thing. So that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.